Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave.
And tonight we're going to be doing a whiskey from Campbelltown, but it's not a Springbank.
Or is it?
Coming up. We're back, and tonight we're going to be doing a whiskey from Campbelltown, from the Kintyre Peninsula, and it's not a Springbank. And Dave is very happy about that because, as you guys know, I like to talk a little bit too much when we do Springbanks. But guess what? This is the next best thing.
All right. So
we're going to be doing Kilkerran 8 Cask Strength. Do you know anything about Kilkerran, Dave?
No.
So Kilkerran is actually not the name of the distillery. The distillery's name is actually Glengyle. So Glengyle actually was a distillery. I think it was opened for the first time in 1872 by a gentleman by the name of William Mitchell, who happens to be the brother of, I think it was John Mitchell, and they owned Springbank. I think they were the founders of Springbank, the family that owned it. And apparently there was a quarrel between the two brothers. And so...
That never happens.
William Mitchell left and founded Glengyle. And so, you know, I think...
Good for him.
I think 1925 it went out of business, you know. And I can't remember if that was around the same time that the rest of the Campbellton distilleries kind of died off. I think it was. Or somewhere around that time. But anyways, anywho. So this was actually reopened by J&H Mitchell, who are the family owners, and it's the company that owns Springbank, Longrow, and all those jazz. And now they own Glengyle. And there was some kind of, I can't remember what it was. I read it at one point. There's a reason why they have to call it Kilkerran. And I can't remember what that is. If you remember, leave it in the comments. So anyways, Kilkerran is just kind of known, as usual, like in this J.A. Mitchell, Springbank, Longrow, Hazelburn tradition of just doing things the right way. They actually are using the stills from no longer a silent distillery known as Ben Wevis. That's the still they bought it secondhand from this
Ben Wevis?
Ben Wevis.
Wevis.
Yeah, that's where they got the still. So whatever it is, you know, it's working because this is pretty good stuff.
Hey, don't tattle before.
You guys all know. Everyone that's watching this knows that this is going to be a good mark for me. It's from the people from Springbank.
It's from the hands that brought you Springbank.
This is like the milk of life. This is the nectar of the gods. Anything from J&A Mitchell automatically just gets my seal of approval, even before I taste it. So.
Oh, that's it.
It is what it is. That's our review. Alright, so this comes in at a whopping 56.2% ABV, non-colored, non-chill filtered, as every Springbank, Longrow, Hazelburn, and Glengyle or Kilkerran is, and as every whiskey should be.
You know what I appreciate about it? I know, first of all, this is how I know when Keith likes something, because I come over and he says, be real easy on that.
I got plans for that later.
I got plans for that.
And you're not included in that plan.
But what I love about it is that it's pretty light.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, big clear bottle, bam.
They ain't afraid.
Yeah, it's like...
They know they make good whiskey. They don't got to add no E158 to act like it's been matured for this amazing amount of time.
No dark tanned bottle.
They know that they're using good cask.
Yeah.
They have an amazing distillery. They have good barley. They do it slow. They do things the right way. They don't need to have it look all dark to make us think that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, without further ado,
let's get into some whiskey.
You steal my lines.
Yeah.
So, immediately, and as the notes on the tin suggest, normally when you get, and I don't read the notes on the tin until I first get my own bearings, my own notes. But then I go back later on kind of as a supplement to see if I agree. And a lot of times, a lot of distilleries, it's kind of BS. It's like, I don't know if I agree.
Yeah.
Whatever, these tasting notes from Glengyle, from Kilkerran, are spot on. And one of the things they said was rhubarb. And it is like rhubarb pie. And my grandma, you remember Mildred?
I remember.
I don't know if it's an English thing.
A looker. A real.
Oh, yeah. She was a hottie. But Mildred used to make rhubarb soup.
With those shaky hands.
Gosh.
I'm just kidding. All old people have shaky hands.
My grandma's deceased. I'm just kidding. She's in a better place. But anyway. So, dang it, Dave.
Leave it in.
So, rhubarb. She used to make rhubarb soup.
Yeah.
And then you add in like sugar. And it was just like really, really good. And she made the best strawberry rhubarb pie. And when I put my nose in this, I definitely smell rhubarb.
Yeah.
I also get just like this amazing light and like sweet peat. White pepper. Apple pie, banana, saltwater taffy. I mean, you can definitely tell there's a little maritime coastal influence. Vanilla custard. And I even put like, it's like you're in a pastry shop.
Mm-hmm. No, just like a pastry shop. But so one of my notes was shortcake, which is
you get that?
Yeah.
And like I actually put. Have you ever had like a really good pie crust that like you just know like has all kinds of butter in it? And
shout out Betty, one of my patients, Betty.
Makes it amazing.
Oh
pie.
Man, dude, she made I told her that my favorite pie was peach pie. Mm. She didn't come back with one pie. She came back with 2 pies.
So Dave, Dave and his father just started a business together, and he was telling me a story like last week about how he loves pies, and he found this like pie in like their kitchen area, and like there's like this pie that his dad
in the freezer,
and he took it home and ate it, and his dad was like legitimately like pissed.
Yeah.
Like
my dad is like old school, and so like he won't eat breakfast, and then he'll skip lunch because he's busy on looking at Facebook or something, and he'll be like, I don't need to eat during the day, and then he slowly gets angrier and angrier the hungrier it gets.
I hope your dad watches this video.
Yeah, and as soon as he found out about the peach pie being gone, dude went ballistic. he was like running bull around the office. I'm sorry, Dad. I should have asked. I should have asked.
So, I get like a really good
I'm right there with you now.
Pie crust.
Yeah, right there with you.
A little bit of brown sugar. And people, in my last review that I did without you,
I know.
I put peaches and cottage cheese.
Man, if you get it, you get it.
Peaches and cottage cheese. And then last but not least, like a lemon and lime margarita. And then, like you have salt on the rim.
Yeah.
That whole like experience of like licking the salt and then drinking the lemon and lime margarita.
Right there with you.
What about you? On the nose.
Right on the nose. I wrote figs. I didn't really know how to explain it. I was trying to explain the whole bready, shortcakey, but then I was going to say fig Newton, but I've used that so many times before. I just went with figs.
Works.
No, but it's like a breaded fig, some sort of date thing, sweet, fruity. And then my second note was, it reminds me of opening the locker room door to the YMCA pool.
Really?
It just has a little bit of a clean smell to it, is how I would describe it.
I wonder if that's just the alcohol, because it's cask strength. There's kind of like the... You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's like chlorine bleach.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like the intensity of the alcohol. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Peppermint was on there. Menthol, which all might be because of the ABV, but it was definitely...
There's some menthol in there.
And then my last note, it reminded me of... Did you ever eat at Cedar Street, the restaurant? It was a house made of cedar, and they turned it into a restaurant. Yeah.
And so you actually smell the...
Oh yeah.
The cedar wood, like wood shavings from like a cedar.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. Eating dinner in a damp cedar restaurant.
Yeah. A side note, and I know this is gonna be like a 40-minute review, but I had Lefroy Cardaeus, which a lot of people really like, and I think I had a little bit of it the other night, and it was okay. And then like last night I tried some, and it was like literally that's all I smelled and tasted was like just cedar. And like this is pleasant, a little bit of cedar.
Yeah.
The touch of it is like it's really good, complex. It was so overpowering. It was like literally I was like literally in a wood shop, and like wood shavings just going in my. And that's the only note that I got. So for me, it's a no-go for Lefroy Cardeas, or however you pronounce that.
Wait for the review.
All right, so what do you get on the palate?
I wrote peppermint first. It's just that minty menthol right off the bat for me, which might have something to do with the ABV once again, but also probably the peatedness, the smokiness adds to it a little bit to me. I wrote down shortcake. It definitely reminded me of what you were talking about. And then, have you ever had a cow tail before?
Yep.
Okay.
And I definitely agree.
All right.
I definitely taste it. Kind of caramely and
Yeah.
like icing sugar.
Yeah, so this a cow tail is like
Top of candy
it's
in the
much
States.
yeah, it's much better than a cow tail, but that's how I would describe the pairing is like a creamy milky with a vanilla and caramel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I wrote slow burn. This is also part of the finish. It's definitely, that ABV is definitely there. What was the couple reviews ago? I said that it was pretty, that it had a heat to it, and it was, you thought maybe that could come from shortchanging the.
Glenfarclas 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a high ABV, but it,
no, but it had a little,
like it had
a little heat to it.
It's when they don't maybe get the middle cut right. Maybe they get a little too much of the foreshots or the feints in it.
You are spot on. And now I know I come over here and I drink for free, and I don't. But you are dead on when you say that the people that make Springbank, this is a great. I mean, there's not that heat to it, even though it's that high. I know there's heat to it, but it's just, I compared it to a slow burn. It's just pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 56.2, I think. What
Yeah,
it was.
and I didn't even water this one down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for me on the palate, and I'm gonna take another sip. Kind of starts with a little sweet and sour start, and then it kind of fades into this like creamy vanilla maltiness. Pineapple, a little bit of like nuttiness, and I even put like kind of a peanut oil. Biscuits and honey, strawberry rhubarb pie again, which is my favorite pie. A little bit of sugar cookies, cinnamon, white pepper, spearmint, and lastly a little bit of lemon tea. It's a good dram. What about the finish?
Have you ever had is that how you say it? Trefoils? Trefoils?
Truffle oils?
No.
I was like, what?
The Girl Scout cookie. It's the
you
shortcake. It's the Trefoils.
I don't think so.
Trefoils? Anyways, it's a shortbread cookie.
Hallie
just brought them home. Definitely reminds me of that. Long. I can still feel it going down. Part of that's the ABV in my throat, though. But the maybe medium to long is how I would say it. The long is probably more having to do with the ABV.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely as good going as it was heading towards.
So I would say it's about a moderate finish, maybe moderate to long, not quite like really long, but definitely moderate to long. And
maybe not long enough is how I wanted to say it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So again, I get like strawberry rhubarb pie, a little bit of like the brown sugar molasses with the peanut oil, biscuity, vanilla maltiness, and then kind of ends a little bit on this. What is that note? Maybe it's the cedar. A little bit of drying oak. Cedar shavings.
Yeah.
But a healthy amount. Lefroy Cardeas, take note. Malted Man Cave marks. How you gonna mark this?
Man. It's hitting all my marks as far as bourbon matured, right? And
Yep.
91.
Touche. I'm gonna give this a 91 out of 100 as well.
We don't even talk.
I've already written that down as my plan. So for like an only 8-year-old whiskey, this is pretty fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
And I got this for a really good price. I think it was only like 80 or 90 bucks. I would pay 140 bucks for this. That's how much I like this.
Is the ABV high because it's so young?
No, I think that Kilkerran is young. They were reopened, and I can't remember if I said that in 2004. And so there's, they're trying to get caught up. They just recently released the 12-year-old a while ago, and it's really, really good. I got to try that when I was in South Carolina with my cousin. And so they're just, it takes a while for these distilleries that open up to get these age statements out. Yeah. So sometimes they release, like, I'm sure they would love to have this as a 12 or an 18-year-old cask strength, but they don't have the stocks yet. So it's kind of an added bonus to us. They make it, and they bring it out 8-year-old, but they kind of give us little extra bonuses. So it's non-chill filtered, non-colored, non-chill filtered, and then cask strength to just give that extra flavor. So, yeah. Question of the night.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
I would like to do the pairings. The what do you like with what, and what brings, like, why, and
So I'm gonna let you go. This question came from the Whiskey Scout, who is like the Yoda of whiskey pairings. Him and that guy from South Africa. I think it's the Whiskey Couch.
So for me, what I have done lately, and to my chagrin, I have done it too many times. I have been frying my own chicken on my grill. What I do is I take my cast iron skillet, I've got a Weber charcoal grill, put my cast iron skillet on top of the grate above some coals, big bunch of coals, get the oil up to temp, put some chicken in there, well breaded. I've got my own little recipe. Anyways, you gave me that Stag Junior.
Yeah.
And I went through, now, of course I'm eating fried chicken while I'm doing it, and that had a little bit to do with it, but I had the Stag Junior with a little sipper of a IPA beer, so I was going back and forth, and fried chicken, and it was delicious.
Just the magic.
It was just
magic combo.
The IPA gave it a little bit of a twang to it. Just like a little bit of a kick to it, and
sweet bourbon notes.
Yep, it was fantastic.
So for me, and I have to admit that I haven't done a whole lot of food pairings with whiskey. I'm kind of that weird kid that didn't like things to touch. I like mashed potatoes and corn to mix.
My sister.
But other than that, I'm gonna eat this now. Then I'm gonna eat my steak. Then I'm gonna come back to this.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that a whole lot. I have done dark chocolate that I especially like with a lot of the Ardbeg, like the smoky ones that are sherry matured. So they have that chocolatey taste. It also goes good with Glendronach, like the sherry. Anything sherried, whether it's with peat or not with peat, with dark chocolate is just boom. It's awesome. So I need to start trying more. So I know that Robert from the Whiskey Scout, his big thing is he has these dark chocolates that are infused with Tabasco. It's this brand, Tabasco dark chocolate. And obviously, apparently it's amazing with Isla whiskeys, with peated whiskeys.
Oh man, I bet that is amazing.
We'll have to do that one time in one of our reviews.
Get a little weird.
So, thank you guys as usual for joining us. Like, subscribe, give us another question of the night. Thank you, Whiskey Scout, for giving us that. Yeah. Hope you guys take care, and sláinte.